Welcome to this special press conference about the BNE League. I'm really happy that you're attending us and you're watching this for half an hour, about half an hour. And after the show, you exactly know what is going to happen with the BNE League and the future of this league with a new name and a new logo. I'm going to talk about it with a couple of stakeholders, really important stakeholders. Welcome, gentlemen, all of you. Wim van Keren, General Manager, Pro Basketball League. Welcome to you as well. Ramses Braakman. He's president of the Dutch Basketball League. And of course, Bob van Oosterhout. He's a sport marketeer, triple-double, and owner of Heroes Den Bosch. Wim, if I can start with you, maybe with the idea of the BNE League and what's happening with the league.
I think we started talking to each other 2018 in Breda. So obviously the BNE League had been an up and down idea over the past years, but we really started talking seriously. And I think once we both saw the opportunities, it didn't take too long to actually go a step further and really in depth in the concept.
And why was the idea appealing to you?
I think it's about growth, the opportunities, growth for basketball in both countries, and that's where it starts with for the league, but for the clubs more importantly, I would even say so. Growth. I mean, that's the basic idea.
And Bob, talk to me about the opportunities you see as a sport marketer on one hand, and on the other hand, you're a stakeholder as well as an owner of Heroes Den Bosch.
Yes, I think the opportunities are huge, both in a commercial way as in a sportive way. We're going to be a much more interesting league for young players that will stay longer in our league or come to our league sooner. But on the other hand, there's going to be a lot of potential in media, a lot of potential with regard to sponsors that we're going to try to bring in. So it's a huge opportunity.
So you have the opportunity, you have the idea, so you've got a sort of a feeling, and then you need a process in order to see where you can go from BNE League to what's going to happen next. Exactly. So, Ramses, tell us a bit about that process you're going into from 2018.
I want to add one more thing, and that's the fan. Of course, we want to deliver more excitement to the fans, and that's exactly where it's all about. We talk about sponsors, we talk about exciting games, but it's all for the fans. And that's very important. We want to involve more fans, more engagement. So that's, I think, one of the most important things we have done this. Yes. So yes, about the process. What people sometimes think, okay, you're going to try this for a year. No, we're going to do this for the next 20 or 30 years. We're here to stay.
You're confident?
Yeah, we have a long-term commitment to each other, to the clubs, but also to make it a success. So will it be successful from the start? Or we probably hope so, but definitely in 3 or 4 or 5 years, we have to grow it, we have to build it up. So another word, growth, Wim told us, yes, so the process is starting now, starting in September, but then from there on, we're gonna learn together, working together and build up something great and something people really like.
So when it starts, Wim, does it mean that the two competitions are going to be together from the start, or how does it work?
Well, we basically merge into one competition, so that is clear. But both countries start in their own country. So from September through January, we're going to play regular domestic games, and then between February and end of April, we're going to split the standings, top 5, bottom 5, in both countries, bring them together, and in those months we only play cross-country games, so only Belgium teams against Dutch teams. After that, 6 teams qualify for the national playoffs in both countries. And the clubs that don't qualify, they start immediately a BNE playoff in which they play against the clubs that are disqualified from the national playoffs.
Was it an idea for you as well, as a club owner, Bob, where you thought, yeah, I think I like that. I think it's appealing to me as well, as a club owner.
Yes, definitely, because we talk to each other as clubs, and we realized that our leagues, both the Belgium as the Dutch league, were getting a little bit predictable. People were talking about a solid top 4, and in Belgium it was about the same. And then we were supported by an agency, Hypercube. They did a really good job in helping us. It's a business innovation company that helped us with the structure, the governance, the economic side of a combined league. And they told us that if you would mix the Belgium and the Dutch league, that the league was going to be much less predictable. So more intense and tense games. And that is, as Ramses said, of course, very important to the fans.
And do you see that it's commercially interesting as well? Because sportively, yes, for the fans, yes. And you said commercially as well. Maybe Wim or Ramses, maybe you, one of you two. Do you see that sponsors are gaining interest in what you're doing here?
Since
together?
the announcement in December, we all said, okay, we're going to do this. The clubs were involved and they said, yes, we need this league. We understand. From that point on, and even before that, we noticed a lot of interest from media, much more than we had before, from commercial parties who are interested in what's going to be the process, what's going to be the, the league itself, how many events you have, can we step in it? So yeah, that was from the start, but we're still busy with the commercial propositions, with the media tender, and it's a little bit too early now to announce some things, but today we're going to announce something else. The potential is definitely there.
And what about the FIBA? Did the FIBA say anything to your plans?
Wim?
FIBA from the start immediately said that they backed the plans because they obviously support the development in both countries, but they saw the need for both countries to merge. The only thing that they wanted us to have was a national champion, since it's important for European qualifiers and stuff like that, European competitions. So like Bob said, the competition format safeguards that FIBA principle. And every game matters. The fact that we split the standings enables us to have a good competitive balance all through the season. Every club only plays one time in its own gym against every club, which in both countries right now is not the case sometimes. So I mean, I think we ticked a lot of boxes, but the most important one for FIBA, definitely.
Is there, in any case, any of you, a COVID delay because of the COVID last period? Is there any delay in the plans because of COVID?
Well, it's a big challenge, but no delay.
I think, if I may, I think the most important delay maybe was the decision. The decision
yes, exactly.
in December,
yeah.
Which makes that we've had to move fast. We've had to move fast, and the initial plan was more towards October. I can't say that commercially or media-wise we feel COVID as an obstacle right now. I can't.
No, and I think it's it is a statement that all the clubs, despite of COVID, really wanted to go through with the whole process, and that we almost unanimously choose for the BNXT League. So I think that's a very cool statement.
The BNXT League, that's the name now. And you need a new name and you need a new logo. Before we go into show your new name and your new logo, take us on the story of the campaign, what you have been doing, and how you came up with the name. Bob, maybe?
Yeah, well, the thing is, we have been working together really closely as clubs and the leagues and the two associations. And we realized, all of us, that we need to approach a new audience. We need to capture young people. That was very, very, very important. Generation Z, that is known to be very enthusiastic about basketball. So we thought that it was not our thing as clubs or board members of the leagues to determine what the name is or what the logo is, etc., etc. So we wrote out a contest, and over 1,100 people from Holland and Belgium shared their thoughts of a name with us.
It's a lot.
It's a lot. There was a lot of enthusiasm, and 1,100 is a lot actually. And we have been checking them, and there was one name that we used as the foundation of what we're going to show everybody. That was our yes.
Okay, so let's have this moment. The new name, the new logo of the BNXT League. And while I'm using the name BNXT League, I realize this is the last time I'm going to use the name BNXT League, and this is the last time you guys are going to use BNXT League. Good luck with that one, because you've been using it quite a lot. But this is the last time you'll be using that name, because this is the new name, the new logo, a new future. BNXT. Do I say it correctly? BNXT?
The BNXT League.
BNXT League. BNXT League. Talk to me. BNXT League. What's about the name?
It's a call to action. It's a mindset. It's a new era. Be the next contender. Be the next talent. Be the next fan. Be the next sponsor. It's everything about the future. It's the next generation of basketball. It's Belgium, Netherlands, next. Together. Be next.
I like it.
It's the BNXT League.
Wim, BNXT. What appeals to you? BNXT League.
Like Ramses said, it's about the future, most importantly. To me, it already means being as professional as possible. It's going to be, it remains a core business, organizing a league, making sure that events that we organize contribute to the goals we set of growing the sport, of bringing it to more fans. I think those are going to be two strategic axes for sure. Yeah.
And if you look at the future of BNXT, Bob, and the image of the name and of the BNXT League, what do you see?
Yes, if it's okay, I want to add one more thing to what Ramses and Wim said, because it also has something in it, the name BNXT, as the next step up for young players. Like, for instance, the Eredivisie in Holland, the Eredivisie football. You see that this league will probably be a next step for a lot of young players. So in every way, it is, let's say, a name that refers to the future and all the next steps that we're going to put together. Well, and when you look at the image, as you asked, well, I think about young, I think about spectacular, I think about innovative. It's going to be a great content platform with very spectacular dynamic basketball content, but it's also going to be a league that will host, facilitate the start of new concept, new ideas, new things that will grow the coming years, all together in Holland and Belgium. So that's really cool.
A question for all of you.
Yes.
1 year from now, BNXT has been introduced, BNXT League has been introduced. What do you see 1 year from now? What has happened? What do you see? Tell me, Ramses.
1 champ. 2 champs.
From Belgium or Holland?
From the BNXT League, at least. But 2 champs in their own countries as well. I think a lot of involvement, I hope a lot of involvement of fans and sponsors and everybody involved in this process. Of course, we need a little bit time to set it and to make it worthwhile for everybody. So that means also all the volunteers who are playing a role in our process, they must feel connected to the brand. And this is the start. It's very colorful. It's one of our main priorities, inclusivity. So what you see is a colorful palette, and that's what the sport's about. It's dynamic, it's colorful, it's for everybody from young to old. And but the look and feel will be very much aimed at young people. And we, an evening basketball is for the whole family, and we wanna connect with them. Yes.
Okay. Wim, BNXT League in 1 year.
For me, it's about fulfilling the promise. I want to really evaluate: have we fulfilled the promise that we are talking about? Also towards fans, towards partners. We have a year to establish a foundation, and I think I'll be satisfied looking back at that season if we have made a successful first step, and then, like Ramses said, build on that towards the future.
Bob van Oosterhout, BNXT League in 1 year.
I would say a very strong, very loaded, very passionate basketball brand.
Short, sweet, simple.
That's what it is.
BNXT League. Thank you, guys. You're not the only one I'm going to talk with, because there are more people I'm going to talk with about the BNXT League, different stakeholders as well. We'll make room for Thomas van der Spiegel. He's an ex-professional, entrepreneur, and ULIP president. I'm going to talk about Maarten Bostijn, president Hugo Limburg United. And I'm going to talk about with Anouk Biesters. She's a member of the board of Youth United. Thank you again, and good luck with BNXT League, guys. So we know the name, we've seen the logo. I'm going to talk to 3 other stakeholders in this game. Anouk Biesters, she's a member of the board of Joost United. Thomas van den Spiegel, ex-professional, Real Madrid. He's played for and he's entrepreneur. He's for a ULEP president as well. And Maarten Bostijn, president of Hugo Limburg United. Anouk, I would like to start with you because there's a new league, there's a new name, there's a new logo, everything is new. Were you really positive about the idea from the start?
Well, we were fans from the beginning, but I mean, as a new organization, we had our own challenges and difficulties. We had to build a new organization, not only a team roster, but also financially, so everything around it. So maybe in the beginning we were a little bit less involved, but like the BNXT League concept, the BNXT League is bigger than us as a club. So yeah, we were a fan from the beginning. Yeah.
And what about you guys? Let's start with you, Thomas.
Well, I was always very positive and optimistic about the chances of a BNXT League, a BNXT League, I have to say right now.
Yeah.
Because the Belgian League and the Dutch League were always internationally considered tweeners, like right in between the really big leagues like France, Italy, Germany, Spain, but bigger and better than a lot of the smaller leagues. And I think putting those together will make them better leagues, bigger leagues, and make them come closer to the really big leagues. So we were always very, very enthusiastic about the idea.
I mean, what for Maarten, what was for you the most important reason to say yes to this idea?
Well, I think it was a necessity for our league. We had some challenges being our competition formula was becoming boring. There was always the same 10, 11 teams. Fans kind of got sick of us playing the same teams over and over again. And yeah, and you look across the border and you see a competition with pretty much the same challenges. So I thought it was pretty obvious that we just would join forces and make something bigger, something better, and 1 + 1 was.
So do you guys see, because we've been talking about the commercial potential of the BNXT League as well, but the sportive side of it, what do you see in that? Because you see the other teams. So what do you think it will make your competition grow?
Yeah, I think it will become more attractive for import players, but also for domestic players to stay here and grow because it's more challenging. You'll get to play other teams from another country, like a new involvement. You get to challenge yourself with players from another country. So it's for sure going to be more as a drawing pool for other players and to retain your good domestic players.
Do you think, Anouk, that will help Joost as well in finding new players in order to make them play in this league, in the BNXT League?
Yeah, I think so as well. Of course, it's a bigger competition, stronger opponents, and we are not there yet. But now we are in this league. I mean, we are not here just to be in the league, so we want to compete. And yeah, we will. So we have the same ambitions and want to compete in the league.
In your days, when you were a player, and you would have had a BNXT League like we have now, is there something that would attract you to stay longer here in this region?
That I don't know, but as a player, you always want to be challenged. You always want to play against better opponents, new opponents. And as Maarten just mentioned, playing the same teams over and over and over again, you get to know these opponents too well. It's not as exciting as a player no more. You lose a little bit of motivation and you're not as challenged as anymore. So I think that's a good thing as well, that you challenge these players as well. And of course, the league will become bigger. You will have all these different opponents, so it will be more attractive. And the goal should be, and I think it was mentioned by one of the former speakers, but it should be also a stepping stone towards these big leagues. It will be very attractive for young potentials, both domestically, but also international players to play in the BNXT League.
What in your experience, in your opinion, what you guys see is the biggest difference at the moment between that Belgium and that Dutch league, from a sportive side of view?
I think it's not because I'm a Belgian, but I think the Belgian league is a little bit more established. The level is a little bit better. It's not as big, so I think it's a big challenge as well for the Dutch teams to reach that level already within the next 1 or 2 seasons, because that will, of course, contribute to the attractiveness of the league and the competitiveness of the league. But I think it's a minor difference, and I think it can be easily closed. But that's the biggest difference today.
Anouk, do you agree? Is the Dutch league slightly less than the Belgian league at the moment?
I think I have to agree, and players agree. But like when there's a BNXT League, like we also attract players that want to play in the BNXT League, and a commercial side.
The BNXT League.
BNXT League,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
I said the last time we're going to use it, but it's difficult. It's difficult.
I just know the new name, so I have to get used to it. But Yes, and I think if the BNXT League will attract players for the competition, and also the commercial side will help our clubs in Holland grow. So yeah.
Does
sure.
it have any impact on the organization of the game, the BNXT League for you guys, for instance, Limburg?
I think on the level of rules, maybe like for instance, when it comes down to homegrown players, there are some differences between countries. You also have some things that are just being organized by legislation. So those things are something that we have to overcome within a few years. But I think, yeah, the rules of basketball are the rules of basketball, and I think organization-wise for us, it'll be okay. I think the countries are not that big. If you throw them together, it's still smaller than Germany or Italy. So those things, those practical issues that were raised before, like the distances between some clubs, I don't think that should be any issue. Like we have to see the bigger picture and go for it.
Looking at the bigger picture, imagine we're here again in 5 years' time, and the BNXT League have different champions, and it's on the roll. You guys have won maybe a title. I hope so for you guys. How do you see that future within 5 years? What do you see? What is the vision and the image you have? Anouk, I start with you.
Yeah, well, a Dutch champion, Joost United, I would say. No, but not only that. I think what we're trying to do with all the clubs, not only in Belgium but especially in Holland, make basketball like big and make it seen on television and have more fans. So not only the league, the competitiveness, but just as a sport in our country, I would like to see that. Just
5 years, and BNXT League has an important role in achieving
sports,
that.
Yeah, in sports in Holland, yeah.
Okay, what do you say?
But I would love to see the BNXT League as an established international league that is respected, that is close to the bigger leagues, and that has teams not only getting better in the BNXT League, but also playing an important role in Europe, in the European club competitions. That would be an achievement, because that's a gap as well. That's a little bit too big today to really perform well at an international level. And I think the BNXT League will contribute to closing that gap as well.
So you think it will close gaps to maybe too big as that, to Bundesliga or Spain or whatever?
Yeah, I think the level of the league will increase and will contribute to teams being able to perform also internationally.
Okay. What about you, Maarten?
Well, I absolutely agree with Thomas, but also we have to have the ambition to look even further and be more ambitious, and that's compete with other sports. I think we should aim high and be the #1 sport in our countries, and just fight it out with soccer and cycling.
That's a with big ambition.
Absolutely, why not?
And you think BNXT League can help into achieving that ambition?
Absolutely, I think basketball is an underrated sport in our countries. It's super entertaining, and we should have that ambition. Why not? I think together we can absolutely achieve that. And it's a sport that is just not known enough, and I think it should be our goal to bring it to the bigger public and compete with soccer.
And do you feel that this BNXT League will help to get in touch with the Generation Z, which you want to do, the younger generation, get them involved into the sport?
Well, I think the Generation Z is in contact with the sport today. They can follow the NBA whenever they want, wherever they want today. And I think translating that into the local element of the BNXT League would be a great achievement. I think there is potential right there, and it's just making that slight translation from the American model to the local model that would really be good.
Would like to thank you, because I think you've said a lot about the BNXT League. I wish you luck. I wish you titles. I wish you inspiration. I wish you the growth you're looking for. And I hope you have a lot of information which you had, like, 25 minutes in this press conference, the BNXT League. Stay in touch. And I'm happy that you want to look at us and listen to all these great stakeholders from the Netherlands and Belgium. Thank you so much for watching, and see you soon.